Hello. So DataTables is this kind of thing where you can have a table and you can sort by different attributes, you can search, you can paginate results. And we're going to build this kind of thing in Ruby on Rails now. Now, this is an example of what we're going to actually build. So we have a list of employees, we can sort by different attributes, we can search for exact match of birthday. For example, everybody who is born on the 20th of January 2005. I search, we have one result. We can search by a specific country, we can search between date ranges, we can search everybody who is active or who is not active, we can search by everybody who has the letters TO in their name or last name or email. Or we can search by one specific attribute, like everybody whose name is Colin. Search, and we have just one column in our database. So yeah, and we've also got pagination. So let's see how we can do it from zero in a Ruby on Rails application. Let me clean up the changes that I made previously, and let's see what is our starting point. So our starting point is just a table of employees that have first name, last name, phone, email, birthday, country, and active, that is boolean true or false. And we're going to add the sorting and searching first of all. Now for this we're going to use the gem Ransack. It's a really wonderful gem that makes it easy to search and sort using active record. And I use it in most of my projects, and I highly recommend it. So let's see how we can add the Ransack to our application. I'm going to add the gem Ransack to our gem file, and now I'm going to go to the getting started guide, and I'm going to add these lines into our employees controller. So we have our employees controller, we have employee all. Instead of employee all, we're going to have this kind of query. Employee, and here employees. So we're going to have a query, and we're going to see the results of this query. Now let's go back to our application. I will refresh it. We have Ransack undefined because we need to restart the server, bin dev. Okay, and now let's add sorting. So there are some examples of sort URLs. I'm going to our employees index. Let's see. And you see this is just a basic table. And let's say instead of the first name, we're going to add a sort URL query that is defined in the controller now. We're going to say the attribute name, first name, and this is going to be the default sort order. You don't have to have it, but you can have it. So, okay, something wrong happened. Why doesn't it work? Maybe it should be sort link, yes. Okay, so now I'm sorting, and we have another error. Ransack needs employees attributes explicitly allowed in the model. So we're going to go to our employee.rb and say which attributes Ransack can use for its operations. Now in this example we have this ID value, we don't need that. Otherwise I can leave all the others just in place. Let's refresh the page once again. I'll go to employees, and you see now I can sort by first name. And you see we have our query params, first name descending. Now again, query params, first name ascending. And as we define the default order descending here, whenever you filter, it will be descending by default. Otherwise, I can make it ascending, ASC, and I'll go back. You see, now it is ascending by default. So descending by default makes a bit more sense to me. So you see, now we can really easily sort by the first name of the employee. And all we did is just installed the gem Ransack, enabled Ransack in the control level, and added a sort link. Now we don't really have to add the sort link here, we could add it anywhere else. Let's try doing that. I'll do it outside of the table. Here you see outside of the table I have this first name, and we can sort by the first name. So it was just an example that it can be done. Now, what if you want to have a different attribute name here? So the attribute name is actually first name, but you want to say that this table, this column name is just name. We can say first name, comma, name, and you see the table row's name is just name now, so looks fine. You can also have a block here if you want to have something more fancy, like you want to have some kind of icons or something. Let's try adding a block. So first name, I will add do, and here we can have, I know, some kind of icon and name. And you see, it also allows to have a block. So this sort link is very customizable. Let's add this kind of sort links to our other attributes. So I will copy this one and add it instead of the last name and all the other attributes. So we have already sort by the first name, we will have sort by last name, phone. Yeah, I can just copy them. Okay. Yeah, and I don't want to define the names here, let it be automatically matched. And I don't need this default orders, for example, on the other sort links. So let's see. I'm going to try to sort by last name, by phone, by email, by birthday. So the oldest people, the youngest people, by country alphabetically, by activity false or true. So looks quite fine. Now, it doesn't make sense to sort by phone number unless you want to have the users with the smallest or largest phone number. So I'm going to remove sort by phone number. It really doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, yeah, no need to sort by phone number, I think. Okay, looks fine. So sorting is added. Now let's add the search. So we are going to need some kind of search fields. Now, if we go to the Ransack documentation, we will have an example of a search form that can be used with the Ransack. So let's add it above our table. And let's see, I will refresh. Okay, we need to add the ransackable associations to our employee model. At the moment, the employee model does not have any associations, but let's just add it so that it works. And it says we don't have name contains. Now let's have a look at the code that we copied. So you see, there is this example with name contains. Now we don't have name attribute, we have first name attribute. So we will have first name contains. And let's remove everything else and see if this works. So we have this Ransack search form for Q. We have first name contains. Let's have a look at this. So we have this form, first name contains. Let's inspect the form. So ID employee search action / employees method get. And you see we have this input that is not just first name contains, but it has a prefix Q, like query. So let's search by somebody who has DAL in their first name. Search, we have Dale. Let's search for AB. We have these two people who have AB and AB in their first name. So it kind of works. Let's also add search by not only first name, but last name contains. So last name contains. And let's search for somebody who has letter O in the last name and NI in the first name. Search, and we have 3 results that have NI in the first name and O in the last name. Now let's also try highlighting the search results. So here in the actual results, I'm going to add highlight, and we're going to highlight based on the params that we have. So we have params Q, first name contains. So let's say params.dig Q and first name contains. I would refresh, and here we have the results highlighted for the first name from the query params first name contains, NI, And we will do the same for the last name. So I will copy this. And here we'll have last name contains. I refresh, and we have highlighting of our search results for free using highlight method in Ruby on Rails. Okay, let's add search for other fields. For example, for birthday, we would be searching by a date. So we would add another field. It would be a date field. Birthday contains. Or let's say equals. We want to have an exact match of the birthday. Let's refresh. We have this birthday equals, and let's find somebody who was born on the 25th of June 1978. So let's add 25/06/1978. Search, and we have this exact match of a user. Now, what if we want to see all the users that were born between a specific date range, for example, in the 1980s? So since 1980 till end of 1989. We would add another type of search. We would add search for date greater than something or smaller than something. So birthday greater or equals, and birthday less than LT or equals. I will refresh. We have birthday greater than or equal to. Let's select something like 01/01/1980, and less than or equal to 31/12/1989. Search, and here we have all the users that were born in the 1980s, and we can additionally sort them from the oldest one to the youngest one. So this kind of works. Let's also add the search by country. So we want to have a select to select all the users from a specific country. Let's try doing that. I'm going to add another field. It would be a form.select country equals. We're going to search for exact matches, and I will have a list of all the countries that are present in the database. So I would have employee.block country.unique. Let's refresh. Now here we have no default empty option, so we will always have to have a country. I would also add include blank true, and let's add some kind of default width on this field. So class, or actually style, width 200 pixels. Okay, now let's select everybody from Tonga, and we have 2 people from Tonga. Let's select South Africa. We have 1 person from South Africa. We can also search by containing something in the name, so we can stack all these search params together, and it works seamlessly. Let's also have a select for activity status. I would add another select, so active equals, and here I would just have true and false, and we can select all the users that are active and all the users that are not active. So it works well. Now we can also search, like let's say we want to have 1 field to search multiple attributes. As we have here, we can have this field to search by name, or by office, or by position. So let's add another field that would search by multiple attributes. We could do it by having a composite field. So we'd have first name or last name or email or country contains. So we can have this kind of attribute stacking using the or thing. And let's see if it works. I have this lone field now, and I will look for ROD. So we found it in the email. Let's search for Netherlands. Let's search for JAC. We have this one. Let's search for CO. We have CO in multiple places. So this way you can have 1 field to search by multiple attributes, and it works quite nicely. Now, what if we want to search by associations? Let's imagine employee belongs to an organization. So let's add an organization model. Rails generate model, organization. And organization will have name. Let's make it company. Let's have a look at our create companies, and we will also add an immigration that employee belongs to company. Rails generate migration, employee belongs to company. Here we are going to add an association, and let's add Rails DB migrate. Okay, company ID contains null values. I'm going to simply remove all the employees. Let's say Rails DB drop DB create DB migrate. Okay, and now I will go to seeds, and I will create a few companies. So I will have company.destroy all, and I will have 10.times do company create with a random name, and I will also have company ID that will be randomly assigned to the user in our seeds. So we are also going to go to company and say that it has many employees, and the employee belongs to company. Okay, let's run our seeds. Rails DB seed. Yeah, I think I made a typo. Okay, Rails DB seed. Let's have a look at our employees. So all of them belong to a company ID. Let's have company.all, and we have a few companies. Okay, let's go back to our application and display the company that the employee belongs to. So employee index, we will also display the company, and we're going to add search, and we're going to add sort also. So we'll sort by company name, and we will also display the company name. Employee.company.name. You see here I have this kind of association. So employee belongs to company, so Ransack goes to the employee model. It says that company is defined as an association, and that this company has the name attribute. So let's refresh. I'll go to employees. We have the company name displayed. Can we sort by it? It doesn't seem to be working. Why? I think we need to go to the company model, and the same way we had ransackable attributes here, we will have ransackable associations company here, and in company we will have ransackable by name. Let's refresh, and yeah, let's go to localhost. Okay, I have some invalid column reference. Yeah, because maybe in the employees controller I need to also mention the association here. So let's go and include company. Let's see if it works. I'm going back. And yeah, now we can sort by company name also. So this works. And let's also add the search by company name. So I would also add the company name contains. And let's search by company SCH. And we have all the employees that have SCH. Let's search Koch. and we have all the employees who work in this Scotch company, and we can sort by different attributes within this query. So looks quite nice. And as a final thing, we can customize Ransack a bit. So what if we don't want to show this indicator, or what if we want to use the word query instead of params queue? Well, we can customize Ransack a bit. Ransack.configure. Let's try configuring Ransack. So I would create an initializer, going to config initializers ransack.rb. Search key would be query. In this example, by default it is queue. Let's restart the server so that the changes in the initializer take effect. I will go back to the application, to employees. It's not working now because I need to also define this query in our employees controller. So here instead of queue, I would use query. Let's see. And let's try sorting something. And you see now we have query instead of queue. Let's also try removing these sort indicators, just as an example. I think there is an option defined somewhere here. So yeah, c.hide sort order indicators. Let's try hiding them for the sake of this example. Now I'll restart the server. So now we have the sort indicators. I refresh, and we don't have this sort indicators anymore. Although this way you can't really see what is being sorted, so I would prefer to keep them. Okay, so we are kind of done with this Ransack thing, and just to show you, you see we had all these different options of contains or equals or greater than or equals, less than or equals, and where do I get them from? If you go to the Ransack documentation, you would have this search matches, and there are actually a lot of them. So what if you want to have everybody who is not from a specific country, or everybody who does not contain the letters ABC in this order in their name? Well, you could add a specific measure for this. So it is a really powerful tool that has a lot of different options. Now, to actually make this a data table, we would also want to add pagination. So let's try adding pagination, and the simplest way to do it would be using the gem Pagy. So let's go to gem Pagy, and let's go to the documentation, quick start. I'm going to add the gem Pagy to our gem file, run in bundle, bin dev. Now I will go back to the employees controller. I will define add Pagy employees, Pagy wrapping this in. I would say I want to have 10 items per page by default. Let's refresh. It doesn't work yet because we don't have page defined, so we need to add the Pagy backend in the controller. We're not using Pagy anywhere else except of this controller, so I don't need to define it in application controller. I can just define it in employees controller. And we have 10 results on this page. Let's make it 15 by default. And I have 15 results on the page. Looks nice. Now, what if I want to add the links to next page, previous page? So for this, we can go lower, add the Pagy frontend in our helpers. I will do it in the employees helper, and I would add this Pagy nav links. So let's add them maybe on top of our table and on the bottom of our table in 2 places. Let's go back, and we have these pagination links in 2 places, but they don't look really nice, so let's style them. To style them, we can go and see. So we are using Tailwind in this application. Let's see how it would be styled with Tailwind. There are 2 different examples of styles that we would copy into our application. Let's take style number 2, for example. I will copy this and paste it in the application.tailwind.css. Remove the part that we don't need. And I will now go back and refresh. And here we have this nice looking pagination. So yeah, I didn't work too much on the styling, but basically we have powerful sorting, search, and pagination in our application, and we did it quite fast. So I really recommend you to use Ransack in your application. It's an awesome gem and lets you do a lot of stuff with searching and sorting really fast. Thanks for being with me and have a great day.